What's good, y'all? You've just tuned into No Permission Needed podcast. I'm your boy JC,
And I'm your girl Star.
and we're gonna talk about some things today. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the topic of friendship, and kind of, I guess we can start talking about our friendship, and then kind of transition into why is it weird that when people find out how long we've been friends and how long we've been platonic friends, that's just so strange. And why does today's society feel like opposite sex can't be platonic? That's weird to me.
I think it's because everything derives around sexuality.
Yeah.
I think people are so interested in who somebody is fucking or who
Yeah.
somebody is doing that they cannot get out of their little pea brains
Yeah.
that you can have a successful platonic relationship with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
However, someone told me that if the opposite sex finds you attractive, it only takes one word from the woman to change that dynamic, and they feel like if the man is given the opportunity or the friend who is a male is given the opportunity, then they will take advantage of that opportunity and cross those lines.
So that's a very loaded statement. And I kind of feel like a portion of that is like, I feel like his his sight of you could only go so far to make a comment like that. Like he didn't view you or recognize you as anything else beyond your beauty. You know what I'm saying? Like you haven't tapped in to my humor. You haven't tapped into the type of foods that I like to try or like the type of lounges that I like to go to and my vibe. You ain't tapped into the fact that, I like to go to the gun range. I like to, what I'm saying, go
So
to the
basically, you're
beach.
saying they didn't get a chance to really know me on different levels.
No, because I'm
Well, I
saying
mean, because I feel like that was a general for every woman. I really feel like
that's so stupid. Because what if you find a soulmate that is your friend? Not and soulmates. Okay, first of all,
yeah, clear
let's
that.
slow down. So
Okay.
soulmates is more than just your life partner.
Okay.
Soulmate is just a soulmate, someone that just edifies your soul, someone that just uplifts you. And I feel like those are the kind of people that when you meet, it's an automatic click, and
Yeah.
it's like we knew each other another life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like all soulmates are meant for you to cross the line sexually with.
Right.
I feel like some soulmates, i.e., you and I, are brought together to build other things. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
We have a solid friendship, different business ventures. You've connected me with people that have helped elevate me, vice versa. So it's like, why would you taint or potentially taint that?
I think what is so confusing to me is that I know men are wired to be visual and physical, right? But at what point do you not let that control you? Or your lens and how you see things is solely just always ends up being something sexual, or you feeling like if a person is attractive you can't trust them, or maybe it's just past trauma from a previous relationship, or I don't know. I just feel like it's pretty shallow.
And it is shallow, and I think it's immature too. I think it's a lack of maturity. And like, you have a lot of boys out here that are dating. You have a lot of boys out here that are living on their own and that are going to work every day and in relationships, but don't that mindset. Like, when I get married, my wife is going to have to be okay with the fact that I have female friends that are close and dear to me. She's gonna be have to be okay that I might want to go to lunch with those female friends and you're not there, and that's okay. It doesn't matter how pretty they are. It doesn't, like, we've been friends past a decade. You know what I'm saying? So if you come into my life on down the lines, but I've had this friend who has been friends with me for 2, 3 decades, you know what I'm saying, who has been consistent with me in every walk of life, am I supposed to just throw that away or interrupt are dynamic because of your insecurities?
I don't think personally you are. I think for me, whenever you do get married or you do get a fiance, I would be intentional about building a relationship with her
Right.
so
Right.
that she knows me as a person and know
Mhm.
my character, my
Mhm.
integrity, and that she never has to worry about
Mhm.
us crossing those lines.
Right. Right.
However, my loyalty is always going to lie with you,
Mhm.
but I do want her to feel very welcome and make sure let her know she can approach
Right.
me, she can get to know me, blah blah
Mhm.
blah.
Right.
But I think there are certain people who just their insecurity
Yeah.
supersedes like any rational thinking,
Mhm.
and I don't think it will matter to most people. They
And
will want you to choose.
what you said too, that was the response of someone who is mature. Cause
What?
like even how you would go the extra mile to build that relationship, even though she may not be your cup of tea or
Right.
whatever, but she's connected to your best friend, your brother. So let me go ahead and do like even with your ex. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like that wasn't necessarily the type of guy that I would have just hung out with.
Mhm.
But I am gonna be more mindful about when I call you, the time I call you, maybe how often I come over to the house or whatnot.
Mhm.
And the dynamics will slightly change because you're going to respect your friend's situation,
Right.
but the shit is weird to me. But I feel like for the dude that told you or whoever told you that it's damn near basically impossible,
Impossible.
that's shallow and that's a lack of maturity. Hands down, because you're only viewing that woman for sex.
Yeah.
That's where the view stops.
And that's where
Beauty
I
and
think
sex.
the need for that particular person stopped
Mhm.
because I feel like they've
Mm,
even said this in every other area of their life they were great. You know what I'm saying? They
the
didn't.
need.
Yeah, I don't think, and I think that's why that person didn't take the time to really learn
Mhm.
me on different levels, different layers. It was just like this is this is where my need is, and I don't want to go
And I don't
any
want to go.
further than that.
That's a defense mechanism
What do you mean for
for
that
them.
person? Why?
I feel like not wanting to get hurt. Maybe
Mm.
so infatuated with the beauty, the
Mm-hmm.
infatuated with the. Even though I don't necessarily want to vocalize it, but I'm infatuated with the calmness that I get
Mm.
around you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of
Mm-hmm.
like the sanctuary
Mm-hmm.
that you bring, or that, you know what I'm saying? Just that chill vibe. And it's like, damn, she really could probably switch it. So let me go ahead and just knock it off before I can get.
Switch what?
Like, you could switch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but I feel like I feel like it's a defense mechanism.
So help me understand this, right? I value good people. Like when good people come into my life, and I think you can vouch for me. I'm not a person that has a lot of friends, like, or any of that. I can associate with you, I can laugh with you, but to come into my personal space, I'm very like selective. But when I see good people and I let people in, they're typically going to be around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Like I don't just that's just who I am at my core. And so I value that and I cherish that, right? So how can people see something different about you? They know it's something different. They can see that, right? Like, okay, you're not out here in these streets, you're not whatever, you're articulate, you can communicate, and then but still get handled the same way as someone who would dog you out.
I think a lack of appreciation for that rareness, or just one of those kind of people mind. Like, you have some people that no matter how good life is going, they just always seem to see the shitty part. I
I
don't
don't
either.
get
But people are
that.
weird like that. But I think that's what it has to do. Cause it's just like a choice not to see that. And maybe you've been living in such a low place for so
Or
long,
been
or a
around
low individual.
low frequency people for so long
Absolutely
that it's like this is
negative.
not
Yeah,
real and it's going to eventually
absolutely.
she's going to eventually pull the curtain from up under me and it's not going to be what I think it is.
Yep.
So instead of sticking it out and really trying to see,
Hmm.
I think I got enough of this person so
Yeah.
far
Yeah.
because I don't want to go too far where whatever. I just don't get that. I think it can make you shut down, and not want to deal, especially me,
Yeah.
because I don't even like how many friends I got, friend. Over the years that you've known me, please tell the people.
Two. But no, for real, maybe a good, maybe like 4 or 5.
Over the 13 years that we've known each
Yeah.
other consistently.
Yeah. Consistent friends since we've known each other. Probably like, I'm going to say 4.
Okay.
2 are still present. No, 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 no. 3 is still present. 1 is gone, past.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would say probably like 3 or 4.
But how do you feel like it's a character flaw that I don't have a lot of friends? Because some people sees that as a red flag. Like,
Well, see, you're not. It's not that you're not friendly.
hmm,
It's just that you're selective about who you let in your space.
hmm,
So, I think it would be a character flaw if, like, when we go out, you don't know how to be social.
right,
But that's not the case. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to be social. You know how to interact with other people. Are like, because I'm way more social than you. You
right,
know what I'm saying? So, my group of friends or acquaintances that I may have had over the past year, it ain't never been no weird energy.
right.
I just think you more selective.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what that shit boiled down to. And you're an extrovert.
No, I'm an
I
introvert.
mean, an introvert. I'm sorry, I'm an extrovert.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
I thought extrovert was.
The one that get energy from being around people.
Okay, fact.
Introverts, they are drained from a lot of social
So then,
activity.
yeah, that's who you are at your
Yeah.
core.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, but I don't think that's a
But it's
character.
so weird because people can think if you're introvert that like you're depressed, like you gloomy, just low frequency. I'm very chilled. I'm
Hmm.
very like in my head. Like I enjoy peace.
Hmm.
I enjoy peace. So, but I'm also goofy and I like to
Yeah.
laugh and I like to do that
Hmm.
with people that are like really close to me.
Yeah.
So, people who don't know me on that level, like if you've only seen me in business, you may think, or some people assume like that I'm stuck up. And
Hmm.
like that is the complete
Yeah.
opposite
Opposite.
when you really experience who I am. So, it's not like a stuck up thing or a pride or
Hmm.
any of that. I enjoy my peace. I don't know
Yeah.
any other way to put it.
I mean, that's what it
Yeah.
is. And I mean, shit, we live in a world that is a shitty and there is a lack of peace. Like, so many people are so scattered mind right now. I feel like, I mean, and I can even speak for myself. Like, I've recently, over the last few years, come into a place of being concrete and settled in like my direction
Okay.
of who I am as a man, of where I'm going as a man. You know what I'm saying? And whole, like as far as the individual I am as a brother. You know what I'm saying? The individual I am as a father, as a friend, like as a businessman. Like I feel like I finally have gotten to a place to where I have organized all of those individuals and or those pieces of me and we have a focus
Mm.
on the direction. But I don't think a lot of people have that type of focus. I feel like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 30-year-olds are still trying to find who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And I
saying?
don't think it's a bad thing.
No.
Um, because majority of our life we are like either we're patterning ourselves after our parents or what
Hmm.
they told us to do, and then when you gain that strength and that boldness to say I want to go against the
Yeah.
grain, no permission needed,
Hey.
and just do what you feel is right for you,
Yeah.
it can come at a later age.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm definitely in that place where I'm
Oh
trying
yeah.
to figure out what I like, outside of just work because I'm a workaholic. My brain is
Hmm.
always like going. But now I'm like trying to be intentional about connecting with me.
Yeah. That's a good place.
Yeah.
That's a great place. That's a growing place, I
Yeah.
feel like. Making sure that you're connected with you and like setting everything else aside and
Yeah.
just like focusing and honing in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a quick pause, guys. Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all been feeling thus far about our
Yes.
conversation.
And platonic
And
relationships. Can
platon
you
please Can you do that?
successfully have a platonic
Male
relationship.
or female? We really want to hear that. Like,
Yeah.
have you had a platonic relationship? And even if you've had a platonic relationship for a while, but you regrettably crossed those lines, I definitely want to hear
Mm,
that story.
definitely want to
Like,
hear
I
that.
definitely
Yeah.
want to hear that
So
story.
definitely come in and let us know. And if it's something that sticks out, we can do a part two
Yeah, for
to
sure.
that.
For sure. All right, we'll be back.
I want to jump into this question. So I got out of a 4 year relationship, um, 7, 8 months ago, and I was talking to JC about some of the things that I have kind of encountered. I'm not dating, but I did have conversations here and there. And one thing that I'm noticing is that, of course, communication is an issue with a lot of people, but it's almost like I feel like people find some type of excitement in toxic traits
Yeah.
from somebody like, so if you come across somebody like me, you'll probably feel like I'm going to make you sit down and analyze what's going, like, you can't act out with me. I need to figure out what the root is. Like, I don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
Like, if you act out, I'm going to be like, well, what, let's get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to act out with
With
you.
you. Hmm.
And I've come into, to see that men want women to act out. Like, do you want me to, like, drive up at your house, bust out your windows, flatten your tires? Is that because that's what you're used to, or it gives you some seek or thrill, or let you know how much I really like you?
I mean, I think again, it's not men, it's boys, because that's immaturity. Like, and I think a lot of that has to do with what you've been grown used to. You know what I'm saying?
The
Like
men.
the man, like yeah, that's definitely his environment. Like
And
he's
what he
probably
sees.
had multiple women that he's dated that have act out like that. So that's it's kind of like when he is presented with something that's healthy. When he's presented with something like, I mean, it's weird to them because I mean, even with your situation, not going too deep into it, but
My
your ex,
relationship,
your ex,
4 years.
yes,
Okay.
the 4 year situation. When you decide, when you decided, or when y'all decided to
Call it
end,
quits.
call it a quits, you were very gracious
Mm-hmm.
in the transitioning of your all's quits.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't nasty,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like spiteful. I didn't go through the I'm gonna I'm gonna break your PS5 and
Yeah.
JC I'm bleaching all his shit. Like
Right.
it wasn't none of that. We're not tied. Like okay, this is what we've decided. This is where we come.
Right.
I still want the best for you. I
Right.
still wish you well. We can't be,
Right.
but I noticed like from when you would tell me about when you were in that, he battled with how toxic he wanted to be. Like almost, I don't want to say delusion, but it was almost like you were hearing shit like misconstruing your tone,
Okay.
or or you know what I'm saying, like why you slamming the door? Nigga, the door always closed like this. Like I'm not slamming the door. I just shut the door.
I think it would have been easier for that individual if I was toxic to walk away
Absolutely.
and be able to say, "Oh, she was a bitch anyway," or "She was this anyway." But you cannot say that about
Right.
me.
And that's the
So,
thing. You took brownie points away.
how? What do you
He
mean?
couldn't go to the homeboys and be like, "Yeah, I had to cuss that bitch out. She
Okay.
tried to fuck up my shit." And I was
Yeah.
like, "You couldn't do that."
But it's so strange because I'm like, why would me cussing you out make you feel better about the split? Like, is it a thing like, okay, yeah, I screwed over and I messed up with her, so let if she does something to me, we're even, or if she
Mhm.
cusses me out, we're even. But because I never did that, it's like they had to still sit in their
Mhm.
mistake
Mhm.
and still see that I'm still handling you with care, even
Mhm.
though you don't deserve to be handled that way. I don't know. I just think men are weird.
Boys,
Well, boys are
it's
weird at their
definitely a
very grown
difference
age.
at their very grown age. Gray in the hair,
Like, I don't get
like
it.
old as fuck, but you still a little boy. You're still a little boy. because those are characteristics of a little boy. As a grown man, I don't hear when I go to work. My director may say something to me that I don't like, but
Mhm.
because I'm an adult, because I'm a grown man, I'm going to guard my tongue when with my response. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If me and my old lady into it, the woo 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 woo, just because she pissed me off, I'm not gonna haul off and slap the shit out of her. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna communicate, we're
Yeah.
gonna talk. Like, and if I see that you're in a place where you're emotional and you're starting to get degrading, I got a car.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can leave. I
I
don't have.
think men think that's fun.
I think some of them do, but again, like that's that weird shit.
Yeah.
That's that
And I
like
think a little toxic is okay. And when I say that, I mean
yeah,
like, I'm a little jazzy at the mouth. I know how to. I'm a little witty with it.
exact.
You know
But
what I'm
see,
saying?
being witty and a little jazzy, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's like those are like little obnoxious love taps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But I'm
saying?
not gonna be calling you bitches
Exactly.
and
You
fuck
a fuck
nigga.
boy. You're a broke ass
Like,
nigga.
for one, I am a very soft woman.
Yeah.
And I'm
She's a
sensitive.
butterfly.
I'm a butterfly, and I don't want to be talked to that way. So I'm
Hmm.
not gonna do that to my man or somebody that I'm interested in. But I feel like that's the only way that they can respond, or
And
that they
two,
respond to for the most part.
toxic behavior in relationships. I hate to even say this right now,
What?
but it's mainstream.
To
It's
be
it's
toxic.
culture.
Yeah, to be. Oh, that's
Like
facts.
Blueface and
Krishan.
Krishan. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
facts.
They got a
That
whole
is over the
show.
top. Like, I
That's
cannot.
sad, but that shit is
And
true.
it's fun and it's
It's
entertaining to
fun
them and it's spicy and
and
it's
it's real
different.
life to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when I talk to like one of my homegirls, like, and she's from up north. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So northern women too, like that Jersey, that New York,
Mhm.
it's a different breed of people up there.
Okay.
And when she tells me about some of her past experience, I'm like, God damn, like
Really?
bitch, you've been on the battlefield, like you dealt and talked with that, but in some instances, that is the norm to
What do you
her
mean for men to talk to her any kind of
for
way?
just those some of those interactions. Some of those like even when I remember she and I were talking about the Blueface and the
Krishan.
Krishan show, and I was just blown away by it because
Right.
I'm like, damn, like, and she was like, nigga, like, she just ran off like 6 or 7 of her homegirls that have been through that shit, like that she has talked to about that
Domestic
shit.
violence or just a work?
Domestic violence, the girl going crazy, jumping on the dude, beating his ass, he beating her ass, and they're in love like in 2 seconds.
I don't understand that. I think is it the makeup sex that they want? Like, what is the
But how is
goal?
makeup sex enjoyable with a busted nose and a
Now
black
that's
eye?
facts. What if it doesn't get to the domestic part, but just the verbal part, and then you guys make up, have sex, and then it's like,
See, and I can't even get jiggy with that because when you're with someone in a relationship, like you would think that that is a person that you can be vulnerable with,
yeah,
and
facts.
you would think that their words would be words of affirmation and validation,
Yeah,
or you even you value what they say.
facts.
So it's like, why would I allow someone that I love or that I think loves me to talk down to me or
Mhm.
degrading of me? Like that's your king, that's your queen.
Yeah.
They should be talked to and handled in the utmost respect
Right.
and regards. And even if, I mean, people have arguments, you have arguments, but you don't, you can still guard your tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that I can be argumentative as hell.
Yeah.
Like I will go to back with anybody anywhere, you know what I'm saying? But in certain instances, for certain relationships, for certain business deals, it's things that I may not like, but I'm gonna guard my tongue to maintain the relationship
Mhm.
or to keep whatever I'm working towards afloat
Mhm.
until, you know what I'm saying, I may no longer need it or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, and I'm seeing a lot of people like go through that and
Hmm.
deal with that. And okay, a little fun, spice it up, but does it have to be like hurtful.
No, I
You know what
don't.
I'm
That's
saying?
just like I don't even know what that is, but I'm sure that's some shit you can find on Pornhub, like getting beat and having sex after. That's
I
weird.
cannot. That's weird.
That's very like 80s and 90s pimp and hoe
Yeah,
relationship.
I can't get with it.
Like, go make my money, you dumb bitch.
Right.
Slap her, and
Oh, I
then
cannot.
but that
It's a new
toxic.
thing. I definitely think it's a lack of emotional intelligence.
Oh yeah,
I think
emotional intelligence. Get into
yes.
that
I think
lack.
it's a lack of and the understanding of feel what you're feeling, but you don't have to act out what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And it can take some time to get to that
Yes.
point,
Yeah.
but when you get to that point, it's I mean, issues can be resolved so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because there's a lack of emotional intelligence, you're
Mhm.
probably seeing your mom act out, or you're probably just your friends, or whatever the case is. I didn't always get to this point, but I'm analytical, right? I
Yeah.
overthink everything. So a lot
Mhm.
of the times I'm trying to think before I speak. I don't want to say anything and then regret it. So I'm just very cautious when it comes to my words because words are powerful as fuck.
Mhm.
And I don't want to ever use anybody's weakness against them and vice
Mhm.
versa. I don't want anybody to do it to me.
Yeah.
So I try to handle people like I want to be handled. But it's so many hurt
Mhm.
people. It's so
Mhm.
many trauma bonds.
Mhm.
It's just like I feel like I am not in the right world. I feel like I don't fit here.
Well, you have to too. We have to keep in we have to keep in consideration that mental health has just recently become a thing.
Thing, yeah, that's true.
And like even for me, like, cause I used to be immature as hell, you know what I'm saying? And I used to feel because of my own insecurities, the way that I was raised, and then I'm a Gemini, so I'm sure that sprinkled a little spice on it
Split
too. You
personality
know what I'm saying? But I would feel like I had to be rah rah. You know what I'm saying? To
to
get
make
my
people respect you.
to make people hell yeah, definitely to make people respect me and to get my point across. But it was more so out of you're gonna respect me because I know I'm a badass. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you're not gonna handle me. I don't care who you are, where we're at. I'm gonna show you that I'm more about that shit than you are.
And I'm starting to kind of relate to that. Like I'm not saying I'm leaning to that, but I
Mhm.
can see why sometimes you got to show your ass on people.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like some people take my kindness for weakness,
Mhm.
and I'm at a point where like, damn, do I got to cuss you the fuck out?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have to be that, but it's like some people you have to speak that language just
Yeah.
for them not to even try you like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then I'm also knowing that because I'm a nice person that some people can take it as me being naive,
Mhm.
but I'm nice to everyone, but I don't let everyone in. So if
Yeah.
I let you in, don't think that I'm doing that with everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem that I'm
Yeah.
coming across too, because if I'm vulnerable with you and if I'm liking you or whatever the case is,
Mhm.
you need to know that it's
That
something special about you.
exactly.
Because I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But now I do feel like a bitch will fall out my mouth if I need to say that,
Yes.
because it's a protective thing now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, y'all not finna keep shitting on me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel, and occasionally a bitch or a fuck you will fall out my mouth, but I like to where I'm at now is this is gonna sound really bad,
What?
but this is me growing, and I'm
Yeah,
just sharing with you
the
guys
growth.
that this is better than fuck you and bitch. I would degrade you with my intelligence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you
Mhm.
handle me wrong,
Mhm.
I'm gonna fuck them words up so good, and I'm gonna make you feel
Feel.
this big in
Yeah.
front of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
People
if,
like that get on my nerves, but I know why
but
you got to do
you feel
that.
what I'm
I
saying? Because people will try.
understand.
People will try. People
I
listen.
understand.
People will try to hold you in that person that they like. I'm not
New
a little
you.
bitty boy. I'm a
Right.
grown ass man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've earned that right by my deeds and my actions.
Right.
So I don't give a damn if you don't necessarily agree with how I'm moving. How I'm
Right.
moving is working for me and mine.
Right.
And I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not harming anyone
Right.
while I'm moving. So if you're going to insert
Right.
your opinion or your lackluster, says or whatever
Yeah.
into me, I'm gonna get your ass told.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? and I don't have to say bitch.
And it's certain personalities that you
Hmm.
have to do that too. Like it's certain
Oh yeah.
energies that you come into.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna get you this way.
Oh yeah.
You
I
gotta be
have
very
family members
strategic.
like that.
Yeah.
Like you're, and I'm sure all of you guys do, but like, and I ain't gonna go in too deep because she might be watching, or
Oh,
he
not
might
a
be
she. I
watching,
was about to say,
or
please
he
say
might
he
be
or
watching.
she.
But it's a family member, and you are Aggie,
Hmm.
and you do too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to run down on you and
Hmm.
call you every 4 letter, 5 letter word in the book.
Yeah.
But like with you, I've decided to just insult you with my
Yeah.
intelligence. I'll make you look dumb as hell in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Like stop playing with me.
Right.
Like
Right.
stop playing with me.
Right.
You know? So that's where I'm at. But I mean,
I get
listen,
it. I think
a
it's a
cuff stay in the
strategy.
back pocket.
Listen, I'm
Oh
up your
yeah.
lane with that one. Like, cause
Listen.
normally I'm the bigger person, but I'm
Mhm.
getting to a point to where I'm like, fuck being a bigger person
Yeah.
for certain
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of situations because I'm very closed off. But
Right.
for the ones that have happened, it's like bigger
Mhm.
person where I'm not being a bigger person all the
No.
time anymore because it
No.
ain't getting me nowhere and it's getting me
I
hurt.
don't mind being the petty dude.
Well,
I can do that.
trust me, I'm there with you. So let's wrap that up. We'll be right back. So make sure you guys comment about what we're talking about as it pertains to just like toxic communication. If
Bet.
you're dealing with this in your relationship, like, are you at a point in your life where you feel like you just like fuck it? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Let us know. Drop
Let us
comments.
know.
Make sure to subscribe. We'll be right back.
All right. So I want to ask Twyla, a star. I'm sorry.
Or
Either
I know
or.
y'all probably heard people call me Star Twyla.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go with Star on this platform, but because I'm bringing my friends, they are calling me both names.
I'm so bad at it. And see, my name is James, but everybody calls me JC. So I get James during the work day, and it's like, yeah. So
Yeah.
where I'm not crazy, I'm not bipolar. It's none of that. I'm the same person. It's just yeah.
Right.
But what do you think, Star, is your superpower?
I think you need to answer that. And
Okay.
I'm going to answer what I think your superpower is.
Okay. Okay.
And then we can, of course, say what we feel like our superpower, if we agree or
So,
disagree.
okay, God. So I don't know if I can just keep it a one, but we'll start. I ain't gonna do more than 3 superpowers.
Okay.
Okay.
So you got to tell me the main one, though. Like, what is the main?
Okay. Okay. The main superpower is that I can teleport. No.
Oh, my God. No.
Okay. So my main superpower.
Oh, my superpower.
Oh,
You're
tell
telling
you
me
what your
what you
okay.
think my
What
superpower
your
is.
main superpower is? Hands down, your main superpower is to develop.
Okay.
Hands down, to develop anything. A friendship, a business ship,
Is a business ship a word?
I don't even know. It's probably not a damn word. That's that sativa that I had earlier today. But
Okay.
to develop and to cultivate, like you have a great eye. It's like a potential seeker. You know what I'm saying? Like you could view something or someone and from a short conversation or an idea or something, and then it's like when their potential starts to spark, you can see that, and then you're able to really analyze that and be like, okay, if you do X, Y, and Z, you can move this to the next level, and then when we get there, we can probably do X, Y, and Z. But if that don't work, then we can probably go here, and if that don't work, you have a great eye and key at doing stuff like that.
Okay. I would agree with that. I
Yeah.
think that's a superpower of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think for you, your superpower would be you are a chameleon.
Yeah.
You can talk on any level
Okay.
with any culture
Yeah.
and just
And I love
camouflage and get the CIA information and bring it back.
Yeah.
I think that's just like, that's a superpower for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I can be your bestie, like low key in 30 minutes.
Like,
You could fall in love with me in 2.5 seconds.
I mean, all cultures though,
Yeah.
which is hard to do because I don't know. You just have that thing where people just gravitate to you, and I think most of our close friends have that. I think we all have that thing in common where people want to be around our energy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's funny too, cause I am a culture junkie. Like and I've always, and probably because half of my family is of a different nationality. You know what I'm saying? Like my family in Colorado, most of them are of a Hispanic or like Native American or Indian descent. Yeah, like definitely. So, and and I spent a lot of time out in the Midwest too, where cultures are more integrated
Right.
than in the South where I was raised.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of
Yeah.
course, like I'm gonna always ride for my culture,
Right.
but yeah, like I don't know. I do. I would definitely agree with that. That would probably be my number
One superpower.
my number one.
Let's see what else. Well, you think me, and I'll be thinking of
Okay.
another one for you.
So a second superpower for you.
What? I don't like this laugh. What?
You have the super ability to cut a motherfucker off.
Really? I feel like I've been struggling with that lately.
Well, you've been struggling with that small situation just because there was an emotional. That was different.
Okay.
Like that whole scenario was different.
Okay.
This was. I think you're struggling with that is because that was the first time that you, out of your 30 plus years of living, stepped out of you.
Ooh.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good, friend.
So this is so different for you.
Yeah.
And because you stepped out of that, but I've seen like how other relationships that you have had an emotional connect with. You know what I'm saying?
Are you talking about romantic or friendship?
Friendship, business,
Okay.
like yeah, I mean even past romantic relationships.
Yeah.
I just feel like especially if there's not a legit reason, you're not fighting for nothing. Like if that was your decision or if you did something foul,
Yeah.
oh okay, cut ties.
Really.
Hell
My ex said that too.
yes.
He was like, when you say you're done,
You're
I
done.
know you're done.
Yeah. 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 Like
But it takes a lot for me to
exactly.
get to that.
And it's not like you in that process of being done. It's not like you weren't trying to be solution. I can't even talk oriented. You know what I'm saying? Like you were trying to find a solution. You were trying to find a resolve to the issue.
Yeah.
It was that other party was not wanting to participate. And it's like, well, I mean, I'm here, but you're only gonna meet someone halfway.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna carry that whole weight.
That's facts.
Hell no.
Crazy. Because but yeah, my this past situation is I'm still trying to.
Yeah. This is a whole nother.
Yeah, that's because I'm opening right.
Yeah,
I'm
this is not-
evolving and all
yeah.
that, so that kind of just kind of intertwined.
So I think that's what it is. And two, you were apprehensive even in that evolving. Like you thirst for it because you were ready to do and try other things, but that has been your comfort for 30 years. That has been safe. That has gotten you to the level of success that you're at. And not that that hasn't gave you peace, not that it hasn't gave you solace and all of those things, but it was like, okay, I'm here. I've reached this. I'm settled in this. I want more.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you're having such a difficult time with just chunking up the deuces.
Yeah. And you're right. Prior to, I would just be done. Not in a toxic way because, like you said, I'm a communicator, so I always want to try to figure out, well, what is it? You know what I'm saying? But if you're not going to participate in trying to help me figure this thing out, if this is the decision that you're going to make, it ain't no double backing.
No, it ain't no double back.
It ain't no double backing. It's like you don't get two times to fuck over me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not gonna happen. I mean, for you, I think your second superpower would be you are non-judgmental.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
You are so open.
I am inclusive.
You are very. He is
Everybody can sit at my
very
table.
inclusive.
I am.
He is so inclusive, and it's such a great thing. It's a great thing, but it can be like
It could. That has been a downfall of mine though too.
yeah.
Ooh, because I was in a low place.
Yeah.
And you were very adamant about it's time to pivot
Yeah.
and it's time to shake these people
Yeah.
because of my inclusion. Like, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop this onto y'all because
I was gonna say,
y'all are
don't drop no
people.
names.
I ain't gonna drop no names, but I'm on shit. It's no permission needed.
It's no
Shit.
permission
How you
needed.
talking about?
We gotta stand up
We
in
gotta
our
say, and
name
I'm
of
gonna
our
own my shit.
podcast.
So years ago, like early 20s, and this has been like damn near 10 years ago at this point.
Damn, it's been that
It's been that long. It was like early 20s when I was in my inclusiveness.
long? Okay.
I started. How I want to say this. In my inclusiveness, I got involved with a group of individuals
Damn, it's been 10 years.
that were just not on my level. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying that in an
Yeah,
arrogant
right.
way because honestly, shit, I'm just not getting to the level that I feel like I'm supposed to be on.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have the same mentality
Right.
even then.
Right.
And because of my inclusiveness, because of my like, oh, okay, that's how you was raised, that's how you get down. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't judging them, but I should have been because I shouldn't even allow myself to be in that energy,
Mm.
in that space because I work too hard to be in a space where rats and shit is coming out of the damn kitchen or
I was. Can I say I was very apprehensive about that
yeah,
that part of his life. I don't
yeah.
think I was vocal. I don't think I was vocal like in a way like you need to
No.
do that, but I was very like, oh shit, concerned.
Concern and you gave me a lot of caution.
I gave caution, but I also gave him space. To, I'm
Yeah.
like, this is probably just a phase in his life where he just gonna do what the
Such a
fuck he
raggedy
want to
phase.
do, and I'm just gonna be the friend to be here if some
And literally, y'all, like that, being in that phase, and I was in that phase for like
5 years.
years. Damn, I want to say 5 years, but
I feel
I,
like
it was a long time. It was way past due. And my elevation was halted.
Yeah.
It was paused. Like
Oh yeah.
my finances,
Oh, yeah.
my business.
You were giving out a lot and wasn't reciprocated.
Hell no. Like I was like no lie. I was probably like 4 or 5 people's end all be all. Like you were calling me before you called family members, before you called spouse. Like it was
Yeah.
just it was
You
crazy.
were being emptied
I
out
was
a
I was
lot.
daddy to the community.
Yeah.
That's what it really brought down. Like
Yeah.
money, wisdom, resources, connections,
Yeah.
like to the point to where I'm like, damn, what I done used all my shit. I done
Yeah.
drained out my reserves
Yeah.
and I ain't getting nothing. So yeah, I am inclusive, but I have learned
Yes.
to properly channel
Yes.
channel that inclusive that being inclusive
Yeah.
and welcoming that. Like
You have.
you can't like you can be you. You can be on your own vibe, but we're gonna have to have some form of synergy,
Facts. That's
and
what I'm on.
and it has to be some type
Reciprocity.
of reciprocity.
Yeah.
It has to be synergy and reciprocity.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting those,
Facts.
I don't give a fuck. Really, what you say you bring to the
Facts.
table, like I require that is a requirement to smell my cologne. to
Facts.
to smell my cologne,
Yeah.
that is a requirement
Yeah.
for to be in that close proximity of me. Like I need that because and that was a lesson that I learned. You know what I'm saying? But
Because I'm extremely creative, and a lot of people may not know that about me. Because some people who know me because of real estate.
yeah. That's superpower 3 though.
What?
That you're a monster creative. Like I don't even know if y'all guys know that, but
They
both
don't.
of us are creators. Like beyond anything else,
Yeah.
I think our core screams creative.
Like that's
Like-
what I was. I feel like I was born to do.
Yeah, to be a creative.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that.
real estate for me was something that I'm good at.
Mhm.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
But what I was born to do,
Mhm.
I am a creative.
Mhm.
And that is where I am in my life right now because I'm tapped into. Because prior to me making the decision, because this is not our first time doing media things.
Yeah.
Like
No,
people,
we've
you
been
know,
doing
we've been
this
doing this
for
for
a
years.
decade.
We took a few years
Breaks.
off, but
Yeah.
this is not new to me.
No,
It may be
yeah.
new to some other people who have followed me over my platform for real estate, but this is not new.
No.
So, but I'm finding.
Hold on. She did that shit so humbly. Y'all, we done been on red carpets covering media. You feel what I'm saying? Bit dogs. You feel what I'm saying? We've been nominated for awards.
We won
Bit
an
dog.
award.
We won an award. So she's really being low key about this shit, but we do this shit.
So, so
So
with him
back
and all
to
the
it.
bragging
I'm
rights,
sorry.
so I'm finding more of my happiness in this
Yeah.
lane because this is who I've always been. I was always in the entertainment industry since I was 14 years old on the music side of things, and then one of my best friends that passed away introduced me to the production side of things. So I've always had like that interest there. I think I stopped initially because I wasn't really sure what lane I wanted to be in, but now I'm clear
Yeah.
and I know,
Yeah.
and now it ain't no.
It ain't no
I'm not pressing the
stopping.
brakes. I'm not pressing the brakes.
At all.
So I like to be behind the camera.
Yeah.
I don't really care to be in front of the camera because I'm
Yeah.
such a creative and I like to direct and I like to say do this. This is what I need.
Yeah.
You know. But however, it can start this way. But
Yeah.
that's not the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is not to be in the camera all the time.
Enjoy it while it lasts, guys.
Exactly. But that's where I feel like my happiness and my wholeness is coming
Yeah.
from.
Hey.
So I think with that being said, this was a lot more of a sound conversation. Some of our
Yeah.
other
Oh
episodes
God.
were kind of rowdy.
Rowdy.
Okay.
We're not just ratchet, guys. We
Right.
we have substance.
Right.
There's
And
that.
I think that this episode shows you guys a little bit more of who we are at
Yeah.
our core and our personality. So
Facts.
we do want to offer that to you guys
Yeah.
too. We don't want to be ratchet all the time. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Make sure
Yeah.
to like, comment, and subscribe.
Please. And share with a friend.
Yes,
What are you
tag a
doing?
friend.